Welcome to the full review of the Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime. I'm going to kick this review off talking about design and build. Me personally, I like the fact that the speaker is on the right hand side of the device. Way better placement than if it was on the back. So I like the fact that it's on the side. You got your headphone jack on the bottom, charging port, mic, and the volume rockers on the left hand side of the device, which are positioned perfect, as well as the power button. Easy to reach, no problems there. On the back, a 5 megapixel rear facing camera with flash. I like the fact that it is flush to the back there. Nice matte finish. A great thing about this device, you are getting a removable 2600 milliamp battery, 16 gigabytes of ROM, 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, micro SD card for expandable storage there. Moving on to the display, it is a 5-inch HD 720p resolution display, and so no Super AMOLED. I wish it was. You got a 2 megapixel front facing camera there as well, capacitive buttons on the bottom. Going to the dialer, you have video calling on this device, so that is a feature I like to use, and I like that it is available on the J3 Prime there. You have that video calling feature. Moving on from there, messaging, I'll go ahead and show you how the keyboard looks, show you some of the emojis, but phone calls, text messages have all been coming in perfectly fine, no issues there. Callers at the other end say that I sound perfectly fine, and like I mentioned, the text messages going out and receiving them has not been an issue on the Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime. So moving on from the messaging application here, I just want to go ahead and jump into the app drawer here, show you how it looks, the layout of it. Let's go ahead and move on and talk about what's under the hood of this device. You're getting the Exynos 7570 as well as a quad-core 1.4 gigahertz processor. I like the fact that you are getting a very efficient processor on this device. It's not the best, it's not the fastest, but it does get the job done for the most part. Alright, so like I said, we are back in the app drawer here. You got some options where you can edit these applications. You can sort them out, alphabetical order, show you the edit option there. So you can kind of, tweak the app drawer a little bit there. And then you can also search for specific applications in the app drawer. Alright, so moving on from there, if you long press on the home screen, a feature I like, you are able to change the screen grid. You also get your widgets and then Samsung themes. So this is pretty nice. There is so many to choose from here. I mean, this is just the wallpaper options you have here. Great variety to choose from. And then you have your Samsung themes right there. So some are free, some you have to pay for, but there is just so many great looking themes to choose from on this device here. So I really like that. And then you also have ways of customizing the icons on your Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime, so as you can see the different ones there. Now moving on, I want to talk about the one-handed usability on this device. It's not a large device, it's not too small either, but for me, I can use this device one-handed. I can reach the status bar there to see all my notifications, reach the quick toggles, so you're gonna get some really good one-handed operation. Now since we have the status bar down, you get options for your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, rotation there. There's quite a bit that you can choose from in the status bar right there. You can kind of edit those. Going into settings here, there's a lot of great features here, but I'll just touch on ones that I use the most, which is device maintenance. So you can really optimize this device. It's very efficient, as you can see there, and it basically runs very smooth, and I like using that feature right there where you can just optimize your system just at a push of a button. Going into screen locks, these are the different types: pattern, pin, and password and swipe. Really wish there was a fingerprint sensor on this device, but it's not a big deal for what you're getting this device for. You're getting some good features either way. Android 7.0 Nougat on board. There is the Easter egg, the cat. Now one thing I will mention, I would have liked to see a notification light on this device, but there is no LED notification light, as well as the capacitive buttons on the bottom there, the recent apps, the back button, they do not light up either. So really wish we would have had that on the J3 Prime, but again, this is a very affordable budget device, and you are getting some other great features. Now you get some good one-handed operation by just triple tapping on the home button there. As you can see, shrinks down your home screen just for some good one-handed operation. So if you got small hands, this feature can work really well, and just tap outside of the screen and takes you back to the normal size. Now, if you double tap on the home button there, it actually launches your camera. So let's talk about the camera here. 5 megapixel rear facing camera, autofocus, LED flash, and as well as a 2 megapixel front facing camera. Go ahead and go into settings here just to show you a little bit. You can record in HD, so you have that option as well. You have different ways to take pictures. You also got timer, grid lines. You can tap the display to take a photo. You also got gesture control. So you just basically hold your hand out with your palm facing the camera, and you can take a photo just like that. Location tags as well. I showed you the quick launch of the camera just by pressing the home key twice. And then you also have some other options there with the volume buttons. So, you know, you are getting quite a bit of features here in the camera department. If you swipe to the side there, you get Pro Mode, Panorama, Continuous Shot, Sports, and if you slide to the other side, you get your different filters to choose from. So it's all pretty clean looking here in the camera department. Swiping up will get you into your front facing 2 megapixel camera there. And, you know, for the most part, it does take some decent photos. Again, it's only 2 megapixels, but it does produce some pretty decent quality. This is with the flash on how it will look. So I took some sample photos. I'm going to let those play, and I'll let you guys be the judge of how good this camera is. Now, this is something that I've used a lot in the past 3 weeks with my Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime. It's the fact that I can have 2 applications open at the same time. I absolutely love this feature, and it works really well. As you can see there, I got YouTube open and as well as Maps. And I want to also touch on the GPS works great on this device. I took it on a trip with me. I had no issues, but the multi-window, as you can see there, it does work really, really well. Alright, so moving on from there, let's talk about this speaker here. So it is a side-firing speaker, and I gotta say, it does get pretty loud. It's much better than if it was on the back. So I definitely like the fact that it is a side-firing speaker. It's not easy to cover up or anything like that. And if you're watching YouTube videos, the highest quality you're gonna be able to watch is 720p at 60 frames per second. So that's the resolution for watching YouTube videos, and the display does look good. You get some good viewing angles. Again, I wish it was Super AMOLED, but not a big deal. Now, this device also has the gyroscope, so you got the gyro sensor on this, so you can watch 360 videos, and it, as you can see there, it does work very, very well. So I like the fact that you do have that sensor on this device. Now, Geekbench 4 scores this device single core score 603 and multi-core score 1,787. So let's talk about gameplay on this device. Like I mentioned, this has the Exynos 7570 as well as the Mali T720. So casual games, for instance, like this one, Geometry Dash, games that weren't super high frame rate games actually ran pretty good. I didn't notice any type of overheating issues, and I did run quite a bit of games at this device. Now, when it came to this specific game right here, Asphalt 8, this is a game where I typically use to demo in my full reviews just to show you how well it can run. I'll be completely honest with you, it did have some trouble with this game. I don't know what it was. Even installing it from the Play Store to the J3 Prime, it took me about 3 times because it would fail to download. And then once I got it up and running, I did notice some stutter, some hiccups. I don't know what it was with this specific game. It might have just been my device, but I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. And again, it didn't overheat or anything, and I was able to run Asphalt 8, but I did notice some occasional hiccups and stutter. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now let's go ahead and move on and talk about outdoor visibility, because I know a lot of times in these budget devices, these free devices that you can get on a promotional offer through Metro PCS and Cricket Wireless, oftentimes they have really bad outdoor visibility. The displays just don't get bright enough. Not the case with the Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime. It actually has an outdoor mode. So once you enable that, you will have no issues with the brightness in outdoors in direct sunlight. For me personally, I didn't have any issues seeing the display. I can use it perfectly fine in direct sunlight, as you can see here. Alright, so let's talk about battery life on the J3 Prime. I'm at 16% right here, and I am at 5 hours and 51 minutes of screen on time. Now that is the best screen on time I've gotten on this device, but it has an excellent battery. It's optimized very well. Standby time is great. So Samsung's doing excellent when it comes to battery life on their affordable devices here. To wrap up this full review, I gotta say, this is a pretty decent smartphone. Again, you can pick it up for free in a port-in special, and even if you pay $70 for this, you're getting some great features on this device for only $70. Well, hopefully you guys did enjoy the full review of the J3 Prime. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, and please subscribe for more future videos. This is Paul Tech, and I'll talk to you on the next one.